Earlier today, the Rosalton Youth and Sports Club held its annual Gregory Gaskin Sports Award and Ansa McAl Award of Excellence ceremonies at the St. Francis Community Developers Headquarters Hall. More in this report. The Rosalton Youth and Sports Club held its annual Gregory Gaskin Sport Award ceremony and the Ansa McAl Awards of Excellence ceremony earlier today at the St. Francis Community Developers Hall in Port Morency. The event was graced with the presence of the Minister of Education Dr. Rupert Rupnarine, Director of Sport Christopher Jones, a representative of the Department of Education, Region 6, representative of Ansa McAl, Mr. Mark McAl, and a representative of Sentinel Security Services. Special invitees, members of the Rosalton Youth and Sports Club, the club's Cricket Academy participants, and others. Secretary and CEO of the club, Hilbert Foster, who chaired the proceedings, spoke of the club's achievements over the years and the reasons for the award ceremony.
Sponsored by Sentinel Security Company of Georgetown, and is in memory of their former CEO, Mr. Gregory Gaskin, who died in an accident at the Timeri circuit while riding his favorite motorcycle. Mr. Gaskin was a passionate believer in sports, and as such his widow, Ms. Noreen Gaskin, has decided to sponsor this award in his memory. And the aims to identify and honor outstanding sportsmen, personality, and organizations in Berbice, to inspire youths in Berbice to get involved in sports, and 3, to make sure that no sporting hero in Berbice goes unrewarded. While the government of Guyana has a national award, for too long Berbice has not been able to honor its own, and the Rosalton Youth and Sports Club and Sentinel Security is making sure that this does not happen again in the future. The awards to be shared out today are the Berbice Sportsman of the Year, the Berbice Sportswoman of the Year, the Berbice Sports Personality of the Year, and the Berbice Sports Organization of the Year. And they were selected by a panel of judges after nomination came in from the general public. The Ansa McAl Award of Excellence. It was founded in 2013 and has grown into Berbice's leading award. Once again, each awardee will receive a certificate, a trophy, a medal, and a special Ansa McAl hamper.
Education Minister Dr. Rupnarine, in his address, congratulated the club and the recipients of awards and spoke about discipline.
First of all, begin by congratulating the awardees. You know what you're being rewarded for, I think, is a high level of achievement, a high level of discipline, and that you've brought real, I think, glory to your club and to Berbice as a whole. So congratulations again from me. You know, my very first action as Minister of Education, I've only been at it for a little while, but my very first action was to actually call for an audit of all the schools in the country. I want a comprehensive environmental audit because I want to know which of the schools in the country do not have sports facilities, don't have equipment for the children, have too many classrooms without walls between them. I need to know everything there is to know about every single school in Ghana. And then I would be able, in the presence of that evidence, to begin to think about what it is that needs to be done to repair what is in fact a system that is underperforming. I think it's fair to say that we are at least in a kind of pre-crisis in relation to education. And unfortunately, I feel that part of what our educational system has failed to do is to produce continuous stimulus for the curiosity of the child. We cannot do enough in this regard. Curiosity is key. And of course, as the chairman stressed, and I was looking briefly at the remarks made by my friend Clive Lloyd, when he spoke here, and I noticed that he focused a lot on the question of discipline. Well, discipline is something Clive has got to know a lot about, because you can't reach where he had reached without a lot of discipline. I myself had the pleasure of knowing Clive when we were both basically children in Ammon Street. He was at DCC and I was living in Ammon Street, and the whole pile of them, my father put down a concrete strip in the yard where myself and my brother, who were both keen sports people, would play. And we had some of the most astonishing visitors come and play on our concrete strip. Lance and Joe Solomon, they all came there and played in this backyard concrete strip, until we began to break too many windows and the neighbors began to wonder what it is we were up to.
The Director of Sports, Christopher Jones, pledged his department's cooperation and assistance.
Earlier, let me just here and now pledge that the National Sports Commission, which I pledge its institutional capacity, is committed to regional sport development and is open to lend our support as necessary. What I immediately recognize is the need for facilities in which our athletes can be given the scope to perform. It is my humble belief that we cannot afford to continue to operate at a subsistence level and expect our athletes to perform at a standard that we all can be proud of. I also believe that improved facilities engender pride and as such encourage greater participation by patrons and of course sportsmen and women alike. Athletes and sports development is my primary concern, and of course the importance of it cannot be understated. It benefits the community, it increases pride, it engender income to the nation, and of course improve quality of life and improvement of the population in terms of health. As Director of Sports, I would like to take this opportunity to commend the Rose Hall Town Youth and Sports Club. I note in your review, 25 years is commendable. And of course, I would also like to commend the sponsors who have come on board and those who have stuck with the Rose Hall Town Youth and Sports Club throughout the years. Again, I am honored to be here at this occasion and of course acknowledge the contribution to youth development to this region and of course youth development to the nation as a whole. My personal commitment, as I made earlier as Director of Sports, is I commit my full support to the Rose Hall Town Youth Development. And of course, Mr. Foster, please feel free to call upon me and the National Sports Commission at any time, and we are willing, ready and able to lend support to youth development in this region.
Brief remarks were also delivered by the representative of Sentinel Security Services, and Ms. Joy Beaton spoke on behalf of the recipients. Gregory Gaskin Sport Awards went to Sportswoman of the Year 2014, West Indian and Guyanese female cricketer Tremaine Smart. Sportsman of the Year 2014, West Indies cricketer and Guyanese cricketer Veerasamy Perumal, whose award was received by his mother. Sports Personality of the Year, Volleyball Coach Levi Ned, and Sport Association of the Year, Flying Ace Cycle Club, whose award was received by Coach Randolph Roberts. Ansa McAl Awards of Excellence were presented to educator Margaret Joy Beaton, community activist Kurlapati Deram, known as Auntie Brahash, and table tennis coach and champion Desiree Lancaster, whose award was received by her son.